Hi, welcome to our podcast, Philosophy for Dummies, where we discuss what philosophy is and how we are comparing it to plumbing. Whether you are unclogging a drain or trying to unclog your brain, you will see how these two worlds aren't all that different.
My name is Drew.
And my name is Sid, and we're excited to talk to you about philosophy.
If you don't know what philosophy is, don't worry. You're at the right podcast because we're still learning ourselves and we're here to take you on this crazy adventure with us.
Let's dive in. So, Drew, what is philosophy?
According to Philosophy as Plumbing, the value of studying philosophy is the continual pursuit of meanings, wider, clearer, more negotiable, more articulate meanings.
Great definition, Drew. What does this definition mean to you?
Philosophy to me is what guides us through our everyday life. It helps us to be able to assess different meanings around us, such as our experiences and decisions, and how they might impact our life.
I love that. I think you are making a great point when you talk about philosophy being what guides our day to day lives. Whether we realize it consciously or not, philosophy does guide us through our daily lives. And that is why we need to make sure that we are growing and practicing our philosophy so that we build a strong foundation. This is what helps us to grow into the person that we want to be.
You're absolutely right. The meanings that we find we can use to gain ideas about different aspects of life. Philosophers think outside the box and go out of their comfort zones. By doing that, they are able to dig deeper into the world around them.
I like the idea that you said where philosophers aren't afraid to take a different path, even if they are misunderstood, because they know that they are finding a deeper meaning in life and figuring out their life's purpose. This has made me realize that philosophy isn't just about following the crowd or going with the crazy flow of life. It is about really slowing down and changing your focus to what really matters to you in life.
A good way to think about philosophy is that it is like internal plumbing.
That's a great analogy, Drew. Can you expand more on that for our listeners?
Yeah, what I like to do is think about my life as a house. The outside may look great, but if you look closer or inside the house, the pipes might be cracked or the sink might be leaking and nothing seems to run smoothly. Philosophy can work the same way. You may look like you understand everything around you, but you may be confused on what you are actually getting out of life.
I see what you're saying. So, by working on our philosophy and fixing the leaky sink or broken pipes, we can help our plumbing work smoothly by fixing our pipes and letting ourselves ask and think about the bigger questions of our purpose of life.
Another quote that we found in the book, according to Philosophy as Plumbing, philosophical problems just quietly distort or obscure our thinking. This is not a problem with our concepts, it is just reality, the way things are. How do you think your philosophical plumbing is?
To be honest, I think that my philosophical plumbing could use some work. As a college student athlete who is involved in clubs and has a job, and I also have a lot of other things going on, um, I have practices, games, travel, lifts, extra workouts. Plus, on top of all of that, I have my job. I have 3 clubs that I'm involved in and schoolwork on top of it. It is really easy to feel like I'm super busy and overwhelmed with no time to do anything else. So I have been working on trying to have a set time each day, about an hour, that I focus on taking care of my mental health along with my philosophical plumbing. A good analogy to use would be trying to skate with dull blades. It's not going to work out so well. I wouldn't be able to stay on my feet, I'd be falling all the time, and I really wouldn't be at my best on the ice. By thinking that way, I understand that I have a lot of work that I can still do, but I'm starting to head in the right direction. What do you think about your philosophical plumbing?
That's a great way to put it. And I'm glad that you have started to move in the right direction and make your plumbing a priority. As for me, things that prevent me from examining my life include coaching, hockey, working, helping with responsibilities at home, homework, and classes. If I had time to reflect on my day-to-day life, I would be able to dig into deeper meanings of why things happen. I would be able to reflect on why things happen the way it does. They don't allow me to do things that actually bring me joy because I don't have time to fit it in my schedule. In order to repair my philosophical plumbing, I will need to reorganize my schedule and not take on so many responsibilities at once.
I understand what you're saying, and I think that we both could benefit from not taking on so many responsibilities at once. And I think there's a lot of people out there who may feel the same way. I think that we have similar thoughts, and we are both tending to move in the right direction.
So, how should we make sure that we and our listeners keep heading in the right direction?
I think that if someone wants to better themselves, they need to treat their philosophical plumbing like something that they are passionate about. For me, I am trying to treat philosophy like a workout. Just as I would plan time for practice or lifts or even games, I need to set times where I can reflect, think, and ask myself some more important questions. What would you say to our listeners who are trying to start their philosophical journey?
The first thing our listeners should do to start their philosophical journey is to ask questions like, what is going wrong and why do we believe what you believe is wrong? The next step they should take is being able to think critically by not just accepting things in life without understanding them fully or understanding the reasoning behind them. Another step they can take is to learn from others by listening to podcasts, reading books, watching videos. The last step they should take is being patient by understanding that it takes time and practice, but eventually you will have a better and clearer understanding of thinking.
I think that is a great start to help someone with their philosophical journey. And hopefully, this helps them get more out of life. And look, you can even come to this podcast where we talk about philosophy for dummies. And hopefully, we can help someone out there as well understand what it means to work on your philosophical being.
It is not an easy journey to fix your plumbing, but once you do, everything will seem to flow a lot easier.
Philosophy may seem hard or different than the norm, but it is really just about slowing down and asking those internal questions about what is important to you and where you want to get in life and how you can get something out of life. And I hope that you got something out of this podcast on philosophy for dummies.
If you have any more questions about plumbing, don't hesitate to reach out.
We'll be here, but that's all we have for you today. Don't forget, it's just as important to unclog your brain as it is to unclog your drain.